Здравствуйте. Заходите, пожалуйста. Да, сядьте перед мной. Меня зовут Xavier, и я буду преподавать вам русский язык сегодня. Мы начнем с обычных русских разговоров, и затем мы узнаем имена некоторых вещей по-русски. Наконец, мы узнаем русские цифры. Вы понимаете, что я сказал? Нет. Okay, that's not surprising at this stage. This is your first Russian lesson after all. My name is Xavier, and I'm going to be teaching you the Russian language today. In order to have a rewarding lesson, would you like a glass of water, something to drink, Coke? Language learning can be thirsty work. No? Are you sure? I'm having a Coke. That's good. Okay. We are going to be learning 3 things today. If you'll forgive me. Извините, as they would say in Russia. Excuse me. Today we are going to be learning 3 things. 1, we are going to be learning how to have regular Russian conversations. Learning things like, what's your name? My name is. How old are you? I am X years old. We will also be learning the names of a number of Russian things, or normal things which you'll find useful knowing when you go to Russia. And finally, we'll be dealing with Russian numbers. Okay, right, let's get started. So, the most basic question in the Russian language is, how are you? And this is easy. You say, как дела? Как дела? Yes, you might be wondering what the root of that is. And it's basically, how are things? Как, how, дела, things. How are the things in your life? Okay. Повторяй за мной. Да. That means, can you guess what that means? Yes, it means repeat after me. Повторяй за мной. Как дела? Нет. Как дела? Как дела? Повторяй за мной. Как дела? Хорошо. Хорошо means good. When you get it right, I'll be saying something like хорошо. Potentially, if you're doing really well, then I might say something even better, like прекрасно, which means beautiful. Some of the answers to this question are pretty simple, sound a lot like English. So if I say to you, как дела, you feel pretty normal, pretty comme ci, comme ça, you'd say, нормально. Повторяй за мной. Нормально. Да, хорошо. If you're feeling good, you say what I just said. Как дела? Хорошо. Повторяй за мной. Хорошо. And if you're feeling bad, sad, you might say, как дела? Плохо. Which means bad. Повторяй за мной. Плохо. Плохо. Да. Хорошо. Another question that you might be asked in Russian is, how old are you? You need to be able to respond to this well. So if I ask you, сколько тебе лет? I'm asking you, how old are you? Yes. I didn't even need to ask you to repeat. Just remember, сколько тебе. Да. По-русски, in Russian, it's е. Тебе лет. Сколько тебе лет? Very good. Очень хорошо. And if you ask me, сколько тебе лет, I'll give you an answer. Мне? You threw me off a little there. Мне 19 лет. I am 19 years old. Мне 19 лет. But of course we'll be able to run through that once we've learnt the numbers. Do you feel satisfied with the conversational Russian that you've learnt? Yes. As you've already heard me say, my name is, in Russian, меня зовут something. Меня зовут Xavier. Меня зовут Петр. Меня зовут Мария. Да? Вы понимаете? Again, вы понимаете comes from the verb понимать, which means to understand. Do you understand me? Вы понимаете? Да. Хорошо. Повторяй за мной. Вы понимаете? Прекрасно. Now we're going to move on to the objects and learning some Russian vocabulary. Okay. Object number 1 is this. What do you think this might be in Russian? It's very similar to the English. No, not bottle. In Russian this is a бутылка. Да, бутылка. Bottle. Бутылка. Повторяй за мной, пожалуйста. Бутылка. And again, if you ever have any questions, all you need to say to me is скажите, пожалуйста, у меня вопрос. Да. Повторяй за мной. Нет. Скажите. Скажите, пожалуйста. У меня, I have, вопрос, a question. Please, I have a question. Скажите, пожалуйста. У меня вопрос. Of course, you might ask in a lesson, скажите, пожалуйста, у меня вопрос. And I will be able to answer it easily. You're not quite at the level to be asking in Russian yet, but I think soon you will be. You're learning really well. Очень хорошо. So what is this in Russian? По-русски или на русском? Бутылка. Да. Бутылка. Now I offered you a glass of water at the start, and then now I'm going to be showing you what the Russian word for glass is. What do you think the Russian word for glass might be? Нет, you don't know, do you? Fair enough. Вы не знаете. In Russian, the word for glass is стакан. Да, стакан. Повторяй за мной. стакан. Да, стакан. И что это в стакане? What is it inside the glass? Do you know? It's not too far away from the English, actually. There's a little bit of similarity. Water is voda. Voda. Da. Not vodka. That is very different. It looks similar, but if I were drinking this much vodka, in fact, I'm just going to check. No, that's refreshing water. Voda. Да. Повторяй за мной. As you know. Как обычно. Повторяй за мной. Вода. Вода. Да. Как да. Yes. Да. No. Нет. Maybe. Может быть. That comes from the root of может, comes from moch. Even the teacher forgot. Может means it can. Быть is the verb to be. It can be. Perhaps, maybe, может быть. Повторяй за мной. Да, прекрасно. Может быть. Может быть, это стакан с водой. Да. Here you can hear cases coming in. We're going to save that for lesson 2 because they're very complicated and need a lot of revision on your part. Yeah, that's not something for lesson 1. So we have here стакан, стакан, glass. Inside the glass is вода. В стакане это вода. Да. This is a water. This is a стакан воды. Да. A glass of water. And here, вода goes into воды in the genitive case, in the singular. Yes, you've heard about that before. Well, that should encourage you to come for another lesson so you can learn more about it. Excellent. Хорошо. I'm just going to fetch the next object, which is down here. What is this? Yes, it's a book, but do you know what it is in Russian? Do you have any idea what it might be? If you were to go and pick one of these up in the library, which is biblioteca. Un petit peu comme le français, non? Bibliothèque, biblioteca in Spanish. Very different to library. Bibliothèque. Что это в библиотеке? No. The Russian word for book is книга. Это книга. Да. Book. Книга. Как называется эта книга? You don't know what I mean? What do you think I'm saying? Очень хорошо. Yes. Как называется книга means what is this book called? Так. Как называется эта книга? Вы не знаете? Who is this? Кто? Who? Кто? Повторяй за мной. Кто? Да, хорошо. Это Федор Достоевский. Dostoevsky, one of the most famous Russian authors. And what is Dostoevsky's most famous work? Yes, Crime and Punishment. Преступление и and наказание. Преступление is a very interesting word because a stup is a step. Преступление therefore has its root in step. Crime as in overstepping the boundaries that society has set. This is crime in a really fancy way. Really meaning something like transgression. And наказание is obviously punishment. Да. Это? Что это? Да, книга. Книга. Прекрасно. Затем у нас есть... Что это? По-русски? Вы знаете? Нет, вы не знаете. Bashmak. Shoe. Of course you know it's a shoe. This is a bashmak. Shoe. Это bashmak. Повторяй за мной. Башмак. Да, башмак. The next thing that we're going to be looking at is this. What is this? Да. You know, it's a mug, but what is it in Russian? Try and read this. Да, кружка. 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 Let me get my own pronunciation right. Кружка. Это кружка. Mug. What could you put in a mug? What would you normally, if you're British, put in a mug, or indeed Russian? Tea, yes. What's the word for tea in Russian? It's very similar to the Indian type of tea. Да, чай. Это чай. Еще у нас есть. Yes, it's a woolly hat, which you'll need in Russia, because it's very cold. Oh no, that doesn't suit me at all. Sorry, I'll never wear that again. What did it say? Да, у нас есть шапка. A hat. Now, this hat. There are actually many words for hat, but the one you need to know the most is shapka. Do you remember it? Повторяй за мной. Шапка. Да. Шапка. I'm going to take that off because it doesn't suit me at all. My hair. You see, even while teaching you, I'm concerned about my appearance. Now, what was I drinking my Coke out of? Yes, a can. And what do you reckon the Russian word for can is? Banka. Да. Can. Banka. in fact a bunker. Коли. A can of Coke. Again, using the genitive case to describe of. Okay? Starting to see how the Russian language is put together now? Is it making more sense? That's good to hear. We also have one final object. And this is a little bit more complicated. What is this? What is a sport which Russia is known for? Sport, game, difficult to tell. Chess, good. This is a шахматная фигура. A chess piece. Шахматная, because it comes from the name шахмат, chess. Шахмат becomes an adjective. Шахматный, but figura is feminine, so we have шахматная фигура. Да, повторяй за мной. Шахматная фигура. Да, шахматная фигура. Очень хорошо. You've learned so much today. Now we're going to do just a quick end to the session. We're going to be learning the numbers from 1 to 10. Very basic, very easy. Number 1 sounds nothing like English. Number 1 is один. Да, повторяй за мной. Один. Хорошо. Number 2. Две. Две. Повторяй за мной. Прекрасно. Две. 3 is very similar. 3 is 3. Да, 3. Прекрасно. 4 is very different though. Do you have any idea what 4 is? No. That doesn't surprise me. 4 is 4. 4. Да. 4, 4. 5 is 5. Повторяй за мной. 5. Да. 6. Not too far away. 6 is 6. 6. Да. 7 is 7. Повторяй за мной. Нет, нет. 7. 7. Да, 7. 8 is 8. Да. 8. Прекрасно. 9 is 9. Да, 9. Очень хорошо. 9. И 10. 10. 10. Повторяй за мной. 10. Очень хорошо. Большое спасибо. Which means thank you very much. If somebody does something for you in Russia, you want to say спасибо или большое спасибо if you're really happy with what they've done. Большой is big, like the большой ballet. Спасибо means thank you. Большое спасибо, because спасибо is in the neuter. Большое. Большое спасибо. I am very glad that you've come to learn Russian. I hope that you've learned plenty in this lesson. It seems like it. Well done. I'm really pleased with your progress. Очень хорошо. And I hope to see you back for lesson 2, where we'll be discussing cases. Okay?